Okay, so today we're doing a deep dive on precious metals investing
Okay,
with this company called KPM.
that's good.
And, we're in this age where everything's digital,
Right.
everything's intangible.
Yeah.
So are precious metals even relevant
Right.
in this day and age?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Well, KPM seems to think so.
Interesting.
And they're all about, helping their clients build wealth,
Okay.
a lasting legacy
Hmm.
through these tangible assets.
Okay, I'm interested to hear more about their philosophy.
Yeah, so let's unpack KPM's approach to precious metals.
Let's do it.
I think the first thing that we should talk about is,
Yeah.
um, gold and silver have always been
Yeah.
sort of this safe haven.
Right. Historically, during times of uncertainty, people flocked to gold and silver,
Exactly.
as a store of value.
Yeah, and that's something that KPM really emphasizes
Okay.
is that they have this four-step process.
Okay.
Educate, empower, equip, and engage. And I thought it was really interesting how they focus on intergenerational wealth transfer.
Yeah. That's not something you hear every day.
Right. It's not just about making a quick buck.
Yeah, it's more about long term.
It's about creating something that lasts.
Yeah, building a legacy for future generations.
Yeah, it's
So,
a
how do they approach that?
well, they really emphasize, educating future generations about financial values,
Okay.
financial knowledge, so that they can kind of continue that prosperity.
I see. So it's about empowering the next generation to be financially savvy.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
they also talk about, understanding market cycles
Right.
and the historical context of,
Yeah.
gold and silver as investments,
Makes sense.
so that no matter what the market conditions are,
Right.
their clients can be successful.
So it's about being prepared for any economic climate.
Right.
Interesting.
Another thing that really stood out to me was their emphasis on personalized investment plans.
Okay. So no one size fits all approach.
No cookie cutter solutions here.
Ah,
Yeah. And they talk about really understanding a client's dreams and ambitions
right.
before even crafting a strategy.
So it's about aligning investments with personal goals.
Yes. And they have this great analogy. They compare their approach to a fingerprint.
A fingerprint.
Yeah. So every client gets a unique strategy.
That's a powerful image.
It is. I mean, it
Yeah.
makes you feel like you'd be getting a truly personalized experience.
Yeah, for sure.
Now, one thing that I was a little bit curious about is they have this people over profit philosophy,
Oh, okay.
which sounds great on paper,
Right.
but how does that actually play out in practice?
Yeah. I mean, it's a noble idea, but
Yeah,
what does it look like in action?
exactly.
That's the question.
And they talk about, leveraging trends
Right. Right.
for wealth creation that impacts current and future generations.
Right. So it's about sustainable wealth,
Right.
not just short-term gains.
Exactly. And they also have this idea of
Yeah.
driving positive cultural change through wealth.
Hmm. That's an interesting concept.
It is. And
Yeah.
they don't really define exactly what that means,
Yeah.
but it could be things like philanthropy,
Yeah.
impact investing,
Okay.
things like that.
So it's about using wealth as a force for good in the world.
Yeah, it definitely makes you think.
It does. It raises some important questions
Yeah,
about the role of wealth in society and
absolutely.
how it can be used to make a positive impact.
Now, KPM also really believes that knowledge is power,
Okay.
and they're all about educating their clients.
I like that.
So they really focus on things like, interest rates,
Right.
policies that could impact investments.
Understanding the economic landscape is crucial for making informed decisions.
Yes, and especially right now,
Yeah,
with all the, things going on. We've
absolutely.
got high inflation,
Yeah,
rising interest rates.
right.
You've got all these geopolitical tensions.
It's a volatile time.
It is. And so understanding these factors
Yeah,
is really crucial for making good investment decisions.
for sure.
So how does KPM actually guide their clients towards, specific investments?
Right. Good question.
Like how do they put this all into action?
So they emphasize low cost metals, specifically bullion, coins, and bars.
Okay, so bullion.
Bullion. What is bullion exactly?
So bullion refers to physical gold or silver
Okay.
that meets certain purity standards
Right.
and it's easily tradable worldwide.
Okay.
So it's kind of the standard for investing in physical precious metals.
So why bullion specifically?
Well, they believe that it offers affordability and liquidity,
Okay.
which makes it a good entry point for investors.
I see. So it's easier to get started with bullion
Exactly.
than, say, investing in like a gold mine
Right,
or
exactly.
something like that.
Yeah, it's a more accessible way to get exposure to precious metals.
Okay. So KEPM is all about bullion.
They see it as a core part of a diversified portfolio.
Okay. And I guess in our increasingly digital world,
Right.
there's something to be said for having that tangible asset.
Yeah, absolutely. Something you can hold in your hand.
It's like a physical representation of your investment,
Right. And it's reassuring in a way
for sure.
that digital assets just can't quite replicate.
Yeah, you can't hold a Bitcoin in your hand.
Right.
Well,
Exactly.
you can hold a gold coin.
Right. But are there any downsides to holding physical assets?
That's a good point.
Like, I imagine storage could be an issue.
Yes, storage costs,
Yeah.
security concerns.
Right. You've got to keep those gold bars safe.
Exactly. You need a secure place to store them.
Right. Which might cost money.
Exactly.
Okay. So there's some things to consider.
There are always trade-offs.
Right.
It's about weighing the pros and cons.
Okay. Now, another thing that KEPM seems to prioritize is client data security.
Oh, okay. That's important.
Yeah. They talk about using encryption and all these compliance protocols
Right.
to keep their clients' information safe.
Makes sense, especially in today's world
Yeah.
where cyber attacks and data breaches are becoming more common.
Right. It's a big concern for a lot of people.
Mm.
So knowing that your information is protected
Yeah,
is a big plus.
for sure.
Now, we don't have specific details about KPM's experience,
Right.
but in the financial world, experience matters.
It does.
Right.
It's not just about understanding the theory.
Right.
It's about having real world experience to back it up.
Exactly. So investors should really look for people who have
Yeah.
navigated market cycles,
Right.
weathered economic storms,
Yeah,
and have that proven track record of success.
absolutely.
So to kind of wrap up
Yeah.
our deep dive into KPM,
Okay.
they really emphasize a personalized approach.
Right.
They're big on education.
Yeah.
They prioritize safety and security.
Makes sense.
But what really stands out to me
Yeah.
is this commitment to intergenerational wealth transfer
Right.
and the idea of using wealth
Yeah.
for positive change.
It's unique philosophy.
It is.
And they seem to believe that understanding and leveraging economic trends is key to success.
Right.
Like, for example, they believe that the growing distrust in fiat currencies
Okay.
is driving demand for tangible assets like gold.
Right.
And they help their clients position themselves to capitalize on this trend.
So basically, they're saying that in the current economic climate,
Yeah.
precious metals are a good bet.
That's their perspective.
Right.
And it's definitely something to consider.
So the big question for you, dear listener, is
Yeah.
given the current economic climate with all its volatility and uncertainty,
Right.
are precious metals worth considering as part of your diversified portfolio?
It's a decision each individual needs to make for themselves
Right.
based on their own circumstances and risk tolerance.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's something to ponder, to research,
Yeah,
and ultimately decide for yourself.
exactly.
All right. That's our deep dive on KPM.
Thanks for having me.
Thank
It
you.
was a great discussion.
Yeah, it was really interesting.
I learned a lot.
Me too.
Yeah.
All right.
See ya.
See ya.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.